CAPM Overview Program. Section 2. Project Management Fundamentals and Core Concepts. Let's talk about the project lifecycle and process groups. Project management is divided into process groups that guide the project from start to finish. These groups overlap and help manage the project's activities at different stages. 1. Initiating Process Group. This defines and authorizes the project or a phase of the project. The key activity here is to develop the project charter, which formally starts the project. 2nd Planning Process Group. This group defines objectives, refines them, and plans how to achieve them. The key activity is to develop the project management plan, outlining how the project will be done. 3. Executing Process Group. This integrates people and resources to execute the plan. The key activity is to direct and manage project work, ensuring the plan is put into action. 4th. Monitoring and Controlling Process Group. This tracks and regulates the project's progress and makes adjustments as needed. The key activity is to monitor and control project work, making sure everything stays on track. 5. Closing Process Group. Although not detailed here, this group finalizes all activities and formally closes the project. Let's complete the discussion with the final process group, Closing Process Group. The Closing Process Group formally completes or closes the project, phase, or contract. The key activity is to close the project or phase by making sure all work is finished, deliverables are accepted, and documentation is done. Real-world example. Imagine building a custom piece of furniture. Initiating. You decide to build the table and get client approval. Planning. You draw blueprints, list materials, set budget and timeline. Executing. You buy materials, cut wood, and assemble the table. Monitoring and controlling. You check dimensions, ensure cuts are straight, and track the budget. Closing. Finally, you deliver the table to the client and get their sign-off. Slide topic: Phase Gate and Iterative Models. Today, we will discuss two important types of project lifecycle models: predictive, also known as the phase gate or waterfall model, and the iterative life cycle model. First, the predictive or phase gate model. This model follows a sequential linear approach. Each phase of the project must be completed before the next one begins. It's called phase gate because at the end of each phase, there is a review or checkpoint to decide whether to move forward, go back, or stop the project. This helps maintain quality and control. This model works best for projects where the requirements are well understood and stable from the beginning. Now, let's look at the iterative life cycle. Unlike the predictive model, here the scope is broadly defined early, but the details evolve over time. The work is done in repeated cycles or iterations, allowing for frequent delivery of working components. This model focuses on getting feedback early and refining the product based on that. It's best suited for projects where requirements are unclear at the start or may change over time. Slide topic: Adaptive, Agile, Life Cycle. Now, let's talk about the adaptive or agile life cycle. This model is quite similar to the iterative model, but it goes a step further. It's designed for high flexibility and continuous adaptation. Requirements can change frequently, and work is done in small, rapid increments. The main focus here is on customer collaboration, self-organizing teams, and delivering value as early as possible. This approach is best suited for projects that face a lot of uncertainty or have evolving dynamic requirements. Let's take a quick look at the real-world examples given. Phase gate, like building a car. where every stage is reviewed before moving ahead. Iterative, like developing a new drug, where testing and improvement are repeated. Adaptive, like launching a social media app, where features are continuously added based on user feedback. Slide topic: Enterprise Environmental Factors, EEFs. Now, let's talk about Enterprise Environmental Factors, or EEFs. These are conditions that influence or affect the project, but are not under the direct control of the project team. EEFs can either support or constrain the project's performance, and they can be internal or external to the organization. Internal examples include organizational culture, structure, infrastructure, resources, employee skills, and IT software. External examples include government laws, industry regulations, market conditions, political situations, and cultural influences. Impact: EEFs can create limitations on how a project is executed or sometimes provide opportunities. For example, access to a new technology or favorable market conditions. Slide topic: Organizational Process Assets, OPAs. Next, let's understand Organizational Process Assets, or OPAs. These are the internal plans, policies, procedures, and knowledge used by the organization to manage and execute projects. Unlike EEFs, these are within the control of the project team and can be updated or improved over time. There are two main categories. 1. Processes and procedures. These include quality control processes, financial procedures, risk management guidelines, and communication standards. 2. Organizational knowledge bases. This includes historical information, configuration management databases, and lessons learned from past projects. Impact: OPAs help in guiding the team, using past experience to improve efficiency and reduce risks. Real-world example on the slide. If you're developing a new banking app, EEF could be a new government rule on data privacy, an external constraint. OPA could be your organization's internal template for software development and a lessons learned database from earlier projects. Slide topic: Organizational structures. Functional and matrix. Let's now understand how different organizational structures affect the way projects are managed. 1. Functional organization. This structure is based on specialized departments like marketing, HR, or engineering. Each department handles its own projects. The project manager, PM, has very little authority. Often, the PM is just a coordinator or a functional manager. Resources, i.e., team members, report to the functional managers. This structure is best for small projects that stay within a single department. Pros: it supports career growth and specialization. Cons: it can lead to poor communication across departments. Teams tend to work in silos. 2. Matrix organization. This structure is a blend of functional and projectized models. Team members report to both a functional manager and a project manager. It allows for better coordination and resource sharing across the organization. Slide topic: Types of matrix organizations. Weak, balanced, strong. In matrix organizations, the authority of the project manager, PM, can vary. Let's go over the three types. Weak matrix. Here, the functional manager holds most of the power. The PM is more like a coordinator or expediter, with very limited decision-making authority. Balanced matrix. In this setup, both the project manager and functional manager share authority. Decision-making is more collaborative. Strong matrix. This type gives most power to the project manager. The PM has higher control over budget, schedule, and resources. PM authority in matrix organizations varies depending on the type. from low in weak matrix to high in strong matrix. Pros of matrix: efficient use of resources, improved communication. Cons: dual reporting structure can create confusion and resource conflicts. Slide topic: projectized organization. In a projectized organization, the structure revolves completely around projects. Characteristics: team members are grouped by project and report directly to the project manager. Projects are treated as the main operational units. PM authority: the project manager has high to full authority, which includes full control over budget, schedule, and resources. Best suited for: these are ideal for large, complex projects that are not part of routine operations, like infrastructure or construction projects. Pros: strong control by PM, dedicated resources and clear communication channels. Cons: once the project ends, team members may not have a permanent role. There may be duplication of efforts across different projects. As shown in the real-world example, a construction company forms a dedicated team for each bridge building project. This is a classic case of a projectized organization. Slide topic: project manager and project sponsor. 1. Project manager PM. The project manager is the person appointed by the organization to lead the project team and ensure the project objectives are achieved. Key responsibilities: oversees all aspects of the project. Life cycle: planning, execution, monitoring, controlling, and closing. Handles communication, risk management, and stakeholder engagement. The PM plays a central role in coordinating team efforts and ensuring deliverables meet expectations in terms of time, cost, and quality. Second, project sponsor. The sponsor is usually a senior leader who supports the project by providing resources and removing roadblocks. Key responsibilities: signs the project charter, formal project initiation, provides funding and high-level support, acts as a champion for the project, helping to resolve issues that are beyond the PM's authority. Together, the PM and sponsor form the leadership backbone of any successful project. Third, project team. The project team is made up of people who actually do the work to meet the project goals. This includes the project manager, team members, and possibly business analysts, developers, QA testers, etc. Key activities: executing project tasks, solving problems, collaborating, contributing their expertise. This team drives the day-to-day progress of the project. Fourth, stakeholders. Stakeholders are individuals or groups who are affected by the project or can influence its outcome. Examples: customers, users, functional managers, regulators, suppliers, community groups. Key activities: providing input and feedback, approving deliverables, being impacted by the results of the project. Effective stakeholder management is critical to ensure the project meets expectations and avoids resistance or conflict. Let's explore how different roles in a project have power and influence. 1. Project manager. Power sources. Formal, comes from the project charter. Expert, based on their knowledge or experience. Reward, ability to recognize and reward team members. Punishment, can give warnings or remove privileges. Referent, earned through charisma, respect, and relationships. Influence, a PM's power often depends on communication, negotiation, leadership, and problem-solving, not always formal authority. This is especially true in weak matrix structures, where the PM may not have direct control. Second, project sponsor. Power source. Primarily formal. They are senior leaders with control over budgets, resources, and strategic direction. Influence. They are crucial in removing organizational blockers, securing funding, and aligning the project with company goals. Third, team members. Power source. Mainly expert. They have unique skills and domain knowledge. Influence. They contribute to the project by executing tasks, solving problems, and impacting the final deliverables. Topic: Power and influence of project roles. Stakeholders 4. Stakeholders. Power source. Stakeholder power varies a lot. It could be formal, like a government agency, or regulatory body expert, such as a subject matter expert; coercive, like a labor union threatening strikes; influence. Stakeholders can greatly impact requirements, approvals, resources, and even project success or failure. The project manager must be able to identify key stakeholders and manage their engagement and expectations effectively. Real-world example from the box. In a software project, the PM convinces the team to work overtime by highlighting the benefits of an early launch, uses reward and expert power. The sponsor pushes other departments to free up resources. A senior developer influences technical design decisions due to their expertise. A user group threatens to reject the product if a key feature is missing. That's coercive power in action.